Today, the Premier League match day 5 concluded, and man, the table looks pretty interesting. Arsenal stay perfect. They win. They're 5 for 5, 15 points. Man City look amazing. They only have one draw, 13 points, 4 wins. Tottenham draw again, 11 points. They're number 3. Brighton loses, but they're still a top 4. United, with their third straight victory, climb to 5th. Liverpool, second straight victory. They now have 8 points. Leeds, they've been stumbling a little bit, but they're still 7th. And then Fulham, Southampton. Chelsea at 10 are struggling. Newcastle, 12. They probably deserve a little bit better than 12th. And then Brentford, 11th. Crystal Palace, 13th. West Ham, 14th. Nottingham Forest, 15th. Bournemouth, 16th. Everton, 17th. My Wolves at 18, who have been disgusting, despicable. Got to talk about them in a little bit. Aston Villa, 19th. And Leicester at 20th. That's how the table looks after 5 match days. But match day 5 was a good one. Manchester United win the 3rd in a row. That match just concluded about an hour ago. It wasn't a perfect game. Wasn't amazing. You expected them to beat Leicester, with Leicester just struggling mightily right now. And they get it done. Manchester United win 1-0. Sancho scores. Good for him. Leicester are it just feels like they're nosediving into relegation. But two tales of two teams. United going up, climbing the table. They're now 5th. Who would have thought after their first 2 losses were disgusting and just embarrassing, and it was like the worst start for a United team ever. Like I don't know if that's actually true, but that's literally how it felt. It felt like everything was just caving in on United, and this was the end. Like this was it. Like Glazers are gonna have to sell. United is a small team now. They're just, and that could still be true, but now with 3 straight victories, they are now 5 on the table, which is not bad after 5 games. And Liverpool squeak out a victory against Newcastle. That was tough on Newcastle, like to get the extra time, and then, or the additional minutes that they add, stoppage time, and then to go over that for almost 2 minutes, and that's when you give up the goal. That has to be a crucial way to lose to Liverpool, and I can see why they would be mad, and they'll be rushing to the ref and telling him like, "Yo, why did we play so much over the time?" But I could also see Newcastle was time wasting. They were, doing their little tactics and being smart about it and trying to waste as much time. So I can see why the ref played over. But it's just unfortunate. Newcastle are going to be a problem this year, and especially with their signing of Isaac, however you say it. He's amazing. He's a good signing, Swedish player. I think his game fits perfectly for the Premier League. He's a pacey player. He could control his body. I've seen him play for Sweden, and he's a dog. He's great. He looked dangerous the whole game, the whole time he was on for Newcastle, and he should have had a second one, but he was just a tad bit offsides. And for Liverpool, not the prettiest of games. Like Matt has been on the show, and he's a big Liverpool fan, and he basically summed it up with not good enough, and it's true, not good enough. We'll see if it'll be good enough the rest of the season, but I don't think it will, because City look amazing. Haaland looks amazing. And let's just talk about them. They thoroughly dispatched Nottingham Forest 6-0. It was over when it started. Like that was just textbook beatdown. Haaland gets his second. Erling Haaland gets his second hat trick in 2 weeks. He has 9 goals in 5 games. And the scoring started in the 12th minute, and it ended in the 38th minute for Haaland, who just looked amazing. It's the menace, who just seems to be at the perfect place at the right time. And he's such a physical stature up front. He's such a presence. He's so big. He's so fast. He's so strong. Like, City's going to be a problem this year, and I kind of said that at the beginning of the season. Like, I thoroughly expected City to be a problem this year just because of Haaland. Like, I know they're used to playing that little false 9 and putting midfielders up there and just putting people out of their position. And I know that's Pep's whole thing, and I know it's worked to perfection with Barcelona, but it never really worked amazingly with City. Yeah, they got the results, but that was mostly because of just the massive amount of talent they have. Now they have a legit number 9 one of the best nines in the world, and he's thriving, and he looks amazing. And that whole team is just so deep. It's crazy. City are going to run away with the league, and they're going to be able to focus on Champions League, and that's going to be a scary sight. Julian Alvarez scores 2-2. Who's the backup? The backup for Haaland, just scoring goals for fun too. Obviously, they're playing Nottingham Forest, who did spend a lot of money this offseason, but it is Forest. So take it with a grain of salt. But Man City have started the season on a rampage, and I know Arsenal is playing great, and we'll talk about them right now, but it's gonna be a tough ask of Arsenal to keep this 2-point advantage on City. It's gonna be a tough ask. But we'll see if they're able to do it, because they were able to squeak out a victory 2-1 against Aston Villa. They get it done. In the 77th minute, Gabriel Martinelli gets the winner. Gabriel Jesus scores another one. Gabriel Jesus is amazing, and I've touched about this on the episode with Matt about how I think Brazil are going to be the team to watch at the World Cup, because before I like their talent everywhere, but I just thought they didn't really have a goal scorer, and that's kind of like a natural striker goal scorer, and that's kind of been their weakness in the last few World Cups. Like you see them going into it with like Fred, like the World Cup, the 2014 World Cup, Fred was starting, and 2018 World Cup, I can't even tell you. Yeah, they had Firmino, but he's not the most goal scoring number 9. He's like a facilitator. He's kind of like builds it up. He helps others score almost as much as he scores himself. With Gabriel Jesus peaking right now with the World Cup ahead, like you should be scared for Brazil. But anyways, Arsenal look good. They get another victory. They're perfect. They stay perfect in the league, and we'll see how this plays out. Right now, Arteta looks like he's completely shifted this team, and there has been an influx of money into that team, so that's good to see that these transfers are paying their dividends. And that's mostly it for match day 5. Just obviously, I'm missing 2 actually. Chelsea lose to Southampton 2-1. Like the wheels are coming off the wagon for Chelsea. Like, what's going on over there? They've never really played like amazing football. Like it's never been like super fun to watch Chelsea, but they would always get results, and they would play tough defense. And now they're getting scored on, and they're still not playing the most eye-appealing football, and they're losing. But maybe it's just a slow start. Right now they're 10th in the Premier League table, and who have they played? They played Southampton, they played Leicester. They played Leeds. They tied against Tottenham. They beat Everton. So, it's not the toughest of schedules to have 10 points and to lose against, they beat Leicester, I'm sorry. But they already beat the worst team in the division. They got West Ham coming up, Fulham. They got Liverpool in a little bit. Chelsea got to turn around. They got to play my boy Pulisic a little bit more, even though he's been struggling as of late too. But we're speaking about struggling. Let's talk about the Wolves. Let's talk about my Wolves, who currently sit in 18th place with 0 victories. 0 victories this whole tournament, this whole 5 weeks of the season. Everton, Wolves, and Leicester are the only teams that have not at least gotten 1 victory in 5 games. It's just sad. It's sad because like they've made moves. Like they got some players. Like, what's going on? Why can't we win? Why can't the Wolves win? Like, it's just it's so upsetting, man. They get tied on in the 90th minute. Like, come on, man. Against Newcastle, they lose against Newcastle in the 90th minute, and then nothing happens against Bournemouth. Like, just nothing. Like, just you get a bunch of shots, but only 4 on target. You get the possession, but you don't really do much with it. Oh man, Raul Jimenez, come on, like let's get back to it. Guedes, he's still fighting his footing with the team. I'm glad that Ruben Neves is gonna stay with us. I've got Nunes now, building that partnership, that defense. Hopefully they get their footing, but I'm still upset about losing to Newcastle, to be honest, if I'm being completely 100. Yeah, tying to Bournemouth, yeah, that shit sucked. But I'm still upset about how we gave that game away against Newcastle. But rough start for the Wolves, rough start for Chelsea, okay start for United and Liverpool, and you see City and Arsenal topping the table. What are you guys' reactions after 5 weeks in the Premier League? As a Wolves fan, I can't say I'm having too much fun. As a fan of the Premier League, I'm definitely having a lot of fun. Like there's been a lot of good games, like a lot of good games so far after 5 weeks.